Do you really need to spend $300 or more on a smartwatch? That's what most people believe, that unless you're buying an Apple Watch, a Samsung Galaxy Watch, or a Garmin, you're just wasting money. But here's the truth. In 2025, you can get a smartwatch under $100 that looks premium, feels premium, and delivers surprisingly good performance. In this video, I'll test the most popular budget smartwatches of the year, break down their strengths and weaknesses, and reveal which one actually deserves a spot on your wrist. Spoiler alert, you might be shocked by how good these budget options have become. Why budget smartwatches matter. For years, budget smartwatches were nothing more than cheap toys. They had clunky plastic designs, fake heart rate sensors, unreliable step tracking, and software that barely worked. If you bought one for $30 or $40 a few years ago, you probably regretted it. But in 2025, the story has completely changed. Affordable doesn't always mean cheap anymore. Brands like Amazfit, Redmi, and even newcomers like Soundpeats are pushing out budget models that rival premium watches in build quality and accuracy. They may not have all the advanced health sensors of a $400 Apple Watch Ultra, but for the average person, someone who wants fitness tracking, notifications, music control, sleep monitoring, and solid battery life, these watches now deliver exactly what's needed at a fraction of the price. Think of it like smartphones. 10 years ago, you had to spend $700 to get a decent phone. Today, even a $200 phone can handle almost everything. Smartwatches are now going through the same shift. And that's why budget smartwatches matter in 2025. They're no longer a compromise, but a smart purchase for most people. The contenders. For this breakdown, I tested 3 of the most popular smartwatches under $100 in 2025. These represent the best of what budget tech has to offer right now. Amazfit Bip 5, famous for its insane battery life and surprisingly reliable health tracking. Amazfit has been around for years, slowly building a reputation for delivering value. The Bip 5 is the culmination of that work. Redmi Watch 4. If you want a watch that looks premium but costs under $100, this is it. With its sleek AMOLED screen and polished design, it can easily be mistaken for a $300 watch. Soundpeats Watch Pro 2, the true underdog. This watch comes from a brand better known for budget earbuds, but it shocked me with how well it performed in accuracy tests, given its ultra-low price. Each watch brings something different to the table: endurance, design, or surprising accuracy. And while they're not perfect, it's clear that the days of budget junk are behind us. Fitness and health tracking. Let's start with what most people buy a smartwatch for: fitness and health tracking. I tested these budget models side by side against an Apple Watch Series 9 to see how far off they really were. The results were surprising. Step tracking on the Amazfit Bip 5 was within 5% of the Apple Watch, even on long walks and runs. That's impressive because step accuracy has always been where cheap watches failed. Heart rate tracking was also solid, staying consistent during steady workouts like jogging, cycling, and even HIIT. While none of these watches offer medical-grade sensors, for everyday health monitoring, they're more than good enough. Sleep tracking was another area where they held up well. While the Apple Watch provides detailed sleep stage analysis, the Amazfit and Redmi gave very similar breakdowns for deep sleep, light sleep, and REM. The Soundpeats struggled a bit here, sometimes misreading wake-up times, but overall the performance was far better than expected for the price. Battery life. Here's where budget smartwatches absolutely destroy their premium competition: battery life. The Apple Watch still struggles to last a full day without charging. Most premium watches, if you're lucky, will give you 18 to 24 hours. Now compare that to the Amazfit Bip 5, which lasted me 10 full days on a single charge. 10 days! That means you can take it on vacation without even bringing the charger. The Redmi Watch 4 also did great, averaging 7 days of use, while the Soundpeats gave me around 5 days. This is one of the biggest selling points for budget watches. They don't try to cram in every single sensor and app. Instead, they focus on the essentials, which saves battery. If you hate charging your watch every night, a budget smartwatch will make you very happy. Build and design. Another surprise, these budget watches don't feel cheap anymore. The Redmi Watch 4, for example, looks and feels nearly identical to an Apple Watch at first glance. It has a metal frame, a crisp AMOLED display, and smooth animations. You'd be hard-pressed to tell it apart from a $300 watch without looking at the logo. The Amazfit Bip 5 takes a simpler design approach but still feels sturdy, with lightweight comfort that's perfect for workouts. It doesn't scream premium, but it also doesn't look like a toy. Meanwhile, the Soundpeats Watch Pro 2 is the cheapest of the bunch, And yes, you can feel that in the plastic build, but for the price, it's surprisingly decent, and it doesn't feel fragile. Customizable bands, watch faces, and bright screens make all three watches feel like a genuine step up from the cheap smartwatch stereotype. Flaws. Of course, budget watches aren't perfect. There are trade-offs you should know before buying. First, advanced health sensors are missing. None of these watches offer ECG, blood pressure monitoring, or advanced VO2 max data like high-end Garmin's. If you're a serious athlete or need medical-grade tracking, these aren't replacements. Second, the app ecosystems are limited. You won't find the endless third-party apps available on an Apple Watch or Galaxy Watch. What you get is mostly fitness tracking, notifications, music control, and basic smart features. Third, support is limited. With an Apple Watch, you get seamless customer service and warranty support. With budget watches, if something breaks, you're often left with slower responses or replacement hassles. These flaws don't make them bad, but they do set expectations. If you're chasing cutting-edge features or rely heavily on advanced metrics, budget watches won't cut it. But if you want solid basics, they're more than enough. Best value pick. So, which budget smartwatch is the best buy in 2025? After weeks of testing, my top pick goes to the Amazfit Bip 5. It's not the flashiest, but it's insanely reliable for fitness tracking, lasts forever on battery, and costs under $100. For the majority of people, it strikes the perfect balance of features, comfort, and performance. If design matters most to you, if you want a watch that looks like it costs $300 but doesn't, then the Redmi Watch 4 is the one to get. It's sleek, stylish, and surprisingly premium for the price. And if you're on a really tight budget and just want the cheapest watch that still works, the Soundpeats Watch Pro 2 will surprise you with how capable it is. At the end of the day, these budget smartwatches prove something important. You don't need to overspend. You don't need $300 or $400 for a watch that looks good, tracks your health, and lasts more than a day on battery. I've linked the best deals in the description below, updated monthly so you don't miss discounts or price drops. Which one would you pick under $100 in 2025? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Future Unboxed for more budget tech that actually delivers.